Hello and welcome back to the news. Today we've got a news flash for you for some of the former politicians that work here in Northern Ireland here. And now the party which was, these politicians were actually in the Peace Party who have left now for a new country that they've gone to, known as Denea. This country is coming up to its elections, and apparently these politicians wish to form a party of their very own, Denea. Denea's wonderful laws for them have allowed them to for some reason make a party, even though none of them are actually from the country itself. Some have pointed out that these politicians have technically been part of the same party that resulted in the massive amount of executions that took place over the past few months. But as has been said, when they made a statement last day suggesting that they were happy to see the end of a dictator when the recent politician did pass away over the Christmas. So please do join us when we will be talking, well actually no, not me personally, but George shall be talking with those politicians about the reasons why they left, what they might be thinking they'll be doing, and all that sort of stuff. So, well, so, now, election day, eh? Yeah, so, campaigning away, we've been, all that sort of things. So, what do you think will happen? Well, I think, no, I don't think we'll get elected. What? But, sorry, you don't think we'll get elected? But we came here under the impression we would be elected. No, I didn't. And you didn't think we wouldn't like to know that? Eh? You didn't think we wouldn't like to know that? Look, I'm not sure if you understand this, okay? I was working away under the impression that you realised that we wouldn't be elected. Yeah, sure, we got the policies, we've got the area here, and we've got the proof to back it up. We've been politicians before. We've managed to get into power, and we managed to defy the entire system by unseating some of the foreign party heads. But look, this country has very firm parties, okay? They've only had two parties for almost 100 years. No party has ever come close to the amount of seats those parties have, okay? And that's what I like to say, Sometimes you just can't be like, all the time, thinking this, that, the other, I know that, but look, I think we can do it. Well, maybe we can. Well, tomorrow we'll find it. Okay, now, shall we go in to discover the results? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yeah. So we're just gonna go through the results. Say a few things. And do all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm proud to say that, I'm sure Denea has gotten some good politicians, and hopefully they've made some good choices. Of course, we have to appear to be impartial anyway. Yeah, we were on a show the last day was very pro one of the other parties, it was, very pro indeed, and so you're being grilled over certain things like, hey, are you going to achieve these policies and all that sort of stuff, and you're saying, like, well, by achieving them, when you've got a budget from the tax, we've looked at tax, we cover government waste and all this sort of thing, then boom, you got yourself a problem, you got yourself quite a bit of money to put through these policies, and doesn't seem to understand much stuff, but we'll, hopefully we'll get through other things. Okay, going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the Daily News. Today we've got a big special for you. The brand new party that is in Denea will be talking with us about their situation and what they think about the results of the election. So, they have actually not discovered the results of the election just yet, and now we are going to see live on television what their response shall be. Okay, let's bring up the results. Okay, so there are 600 seats available for the entire country. For the Conservative Party of Denea, we have 200 seats have been filled up by them. Okay, now we're going around to the Democratic Party of Denea with 200 seats. There appears to be a split. And finally, we have the next biggest party with 190 seats. It is this party themselves. Hello, gentlemen. Are you surprised by the results that you got 190 seats? Well, I'll just say this. Well, no, not really. To be honest, I was surprised enough. But you know, I had expected something like this. You know, we have the proof. We're a new party, but we're not a new party in general. We are older politicians. Although I guess you could say we are technically younger, the majority of us being in our 30s. But I think that's the sort of thing we represent, really, is that the kind of not following the original kind of political ideology where it's like, oh yes, vote for the elderly man. No, that's not something you want. You don't want to be voting for the elderly man. No, I'm not offending elderly men here, by the way. I'm not saying, oh, elderly men don't have the right to join a party. We've got elderly men as well, but yes, we've also got elderly women, and we've also got older people. The point is, at the end of the day, they can't just go off age and gender. Okay, you don't just say, okay, are you elderly? You're not. Okay, you're gone. Are you a man? No, you're not. You're gone. That's the attitude that is not good. Okay, so it's things like that that really, I think that won us those 190 seats. And I'm not saying that to those 200 to the 400 people who voted for the other parties, well, 410 technically, if you count the presumably other parties that are also there. Actually, no, it was actually independents. There were 10 independent candidates that got elected. All right, yeah. But you know what I mean? That sort of situation here, where we have this sort of situation where it's like, well, you know, you have this system, and you're thinking, well, you know, you need to change it. And a lot of the time, politics needs to be changed. And that doesn't mean you want some other party to come in. I understand you don't want to vote for another party. You think, I want my party to change. But we, of course, are the party to change that at the basic level. So, yeah. As of yet, we do not know what kind of position we'd have in this sort of a cabinet. But, you know, hopefully we'll be able to have some sort of an influence on policies. You know, because you often see the sort of thing where it's like, oh yes, look, well, they didn't do anything in the last election. Well, I'll say this: if a party does not have a majority, well, you don't know what goes underneath under the table. At least that's what those parties think. Because I'll just say this: we will be publishing everything. So you'll be publishing everything? Is that what you're saying? Well, no, I'm not saying everything. No, you know, but what I mean is that is like anything where parties are trying to say, oh well, you know, if you don't vote against this bill, we will vote against every single bill you propose. Nothing like that. No, we'll be uploading that. You know, we'll be publishing that. That sort of thing we have there. Well, it's good to hear some words about freedom. And one thing people would say is, well, will we ever have a disaster like happened in your own country? Sorry, what did you mean by that now? Well, just that, well, in your own country, one of your leaders, you know, went away, and what happened was he was replaced by, you know, a horrible man. Not to speak ill of the dead, of course. Well, now, what I'd say is, you know, if you look at our history, we did not like that man. We did not like it at all. And in fact, I personally did leave the party when he came involved, and was actually one of the people who escaped one of the drone attacks which he had sent out, where I was supposed to be killed by the drones. But well, luckily I did survive, and that's the sort of thing you have there, where, you know, I'm here to talk about the system, and you know, hopefully when this interview is over, we'll all go off and we'll have a nice chat with other parties, and we'll be able to sort of fix up something about them so we can have some sort of arrangement. Yeah, so basically, see you. I hope to see you, you know, later. And I just want to say this: thank you for having me, and thank you for the listeners to be listening to me. So that's the sort of decision I have there, really, at the end of the day. And hopefully next time we'll be talking about our position. And well, hopefully you will go ahead and subscribe. Although it doesn't really, I mean, if you don't want to, then you don't have to. Anyway, goodbye then.